Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is my second anti-haul. I made one like 7, maybe even 8 months ago, and you guys loved it, and I loved making it, so here is another one. In that video, I promised that I would be making a video where I actually give products that I recommend. However, with the state of the world, it feels very weird to like promote products. So I may still make that video, I may not, but all I know is these are products that either I have bought before and would not buy again, or products that I've actually never bought, but I'm just gonna like de-influence you. So whether I bought it before or I never bought it, these are just things that I'm not going to be buying ever. The first thing I am not going to buy, and I've actually never bought this, was a Kindle. I wanted one a few years ago, and then my stepmom just had one that she wasn't using. So then she gave it to me, like I didn't have to pay for it. And then I just never got around to using it. And there are a few reasons why. The first reason is that I just love physical books more, and it may just be the fact that I'm actually holding the book. I feel the thickness, I feel the pages, the grain. I get to look at like a physical page, and just looking at a screen, even though it's one of those e-ink displays, it does feel different than looking at a real book to me. Like the difference is so big. It still messes with my brain, and it makes me think like I'm not actually reading when I am reading. So the first thing is that I just genuinely do enjoy reading off of physical books first. And I have bought ebooks before. The first one was for this book that I had already read, and I had the physical copy, but because I was using it as a source for like an English essay, I wanted to be able to like control F throughout the book, use it as a source, and be able to copy and paste my like quotes and my citations, so that way I did not have to like read it from the book, have the book next to my computer, and then have to type it out that way. And it was like $8. So I didn't actually read the book as an ebook. I just wanted the ebook version to make it easier to like use it in my English class. The second ebook was where it was cheaper than the physical book, but I only got like a quarter through the book, and I was like, I cannot keep reading this digitally. So I have not bought the physical book yet, but I plan on doing it because I cannot do the ebook. Then the last ebook that I've bought was for a class that I have this semester where the ebook was $100 something, but the physical one was going to be even more expensive. So I was like, I can compromise, I can do the ebook since it means I'll be saving money, but it's crazy that it's $100 and they haven't printed anything, and they don't even give you the file. You have to like use this special app for it, which is stupid. That one, it was kind of like out of the interest of saving money. And here's the thing, ebooks are cheaper, but in my opinion, they're not cheap enough to make it actually worthwhile for me to just switch over to ebooks and read them all digitally. But when it comes to Kindle specifically, I don't know how it is with like if you're buying an ebook from Apple or from like the Kobo store. I don't know how it works for those, but at least for Kindle, I know that you're not buying the right to actually have that file on your Kindle or your like Kindle app. You're just buying a license to be reading the ebook, which to me, I do not like, because I want to be able to own it. I want to be able to just own it forever, which is why physical books are great. They can't take it from you unless they like storm into your house, take your books and burn them, you know? But like if it's an ebook, all they have to do is just like remove it from your account remotely. And that's all they have to do. Same with like DVDs. You may want to buy a movie off of iTunes, but if you have a DVD player, you might just want to buy the DVD so that you have it physically and they can't like revoke your license to watch it anymore. So ownership is another reason why I am not interested in Kindle or just ebooks in general. The second thing that I am never buying again, which I have actually bought, is an Owala water bottle. Now I have 2 of them. One of them I got as a gift last year for my birthday, and I love the colors. If I have a picture, I'll put it up. But I do like all the colors that Owala has. Like so many brands out there are doing sad millennial beige And I'm glad that at least one brand out there like Owala is having the colors, but then the other Owala I have is just all black, and I bought it for myself after I lost one of my other water bottles. So I have two of them, one I bought myself, one I got as a gift from a friend. And another thing I like about Owalas, before I say why I'm not buying one again and why you maybe want to avoid buying one, I do like that in the same lid, you can either chug it or you can sip it with the straw. I genuinely like that, and that's what made me buy an Owala in the first place when I lost my like hydro flask, because I had never heard of Owala before, but then when I saw that you could either chug or sip it with the same lid, I was like, that's actually cool that I haven't seen before. But here is where I draw the line. So something about their lids are either really thin or just not the right plastic. So where if my water is like really cold in the beginning of the day and like I hold my water like upside down or it's like sideways, the lid will get condensation. I took a picture of it one time where it was atrocious, and I'll put that picture up right now. But the condensation gets so bad that it'll start dripping. So even though it's not leaking, like it's not technically leaking, the condensation still can get so bad that it drips off. And the reason this is a problem for me specifically, and it may not be a problem for you, so you can just ignore this, but it was a big problem for me because in my gym bag, I'll just put my water bottle like straight up in there because I'm like, oh, it's not going to leak. But then the condensation was making it drip onto my like clean, fresh clothes that I wanted to change into. So then yeah, it's just water, like it doesn't leave a stain, but there is like water on my clothes. And I was like, what is going on? And then I saw it's because of the condensation. So I haven't had that problem with hydro flasks. Other than that, is it a perfect water bottle? Yeah, I'll probably use it for other things. Just when I'm going to the gym, I'm not going to be using it. But if this is not a problem you think you'll run into, then by all means, get it. It's a great water bottle. If anyone from Owala happens to watch this, let me know if you guys can fix this, because that would be great. Like, I love your water bottles, but the condensation was actually a big problem for me. The third thing I am not going to buy again, which I've bought many times in the past, is a Fitbit watch. All throughout my time of like having a phone and wanting like a smartwatch or an activity tracker, I've been switching between Fitbits and Apple Watches. And during that time, I just kept switching because I genuinely liked both of them. With the Apple Watch, you only get the smart features, but with the Fitbit, you can get like something smaller, something cheaper, something that has a much longer battery life than an Apple Watch. And also with the Fitbit app, you can like track your calories. You can do like workouts, they have recipes, they have sleep tracking, like everything is in one app, which is why I really enjoyed a Fitbit for the longest time. But last year for my birthday, I got my current Apple Watch, and I'm just going to be keeping it for as long as it works. I think it's the Series 10, but I asked for one for my birthday because ever since Google bought Fitbit, they've been trying to like get you to pay for the subscription. And I think Fitbit had like a premium tier before they were bought by Google, but it wasn't so pushy and they weren't like gatekeeping some of the original features behind a paywall. But I noticed ever since Google bought Fitbit, they were putting features that were previously free behind a paywall, like some sleep tracking details were behind a paywall. That specifically, I really liked the Fitbit for because I used to be such a bad sleeper. I really don't know how I fixed my sleeping, maybe just like going to bed earlier and getting more time sleeping, but it got so bad that I had to get like a sleep study done and I had like sleep apnea. So like sleep tracking was a big feature for me. And because they put some of the sleep details behind a paywall, I was like, that's it. I'm done with Fitbit because I don't want to be paying a subscription. If I'm paying for hardware, you should just put whatever costs are in the hardware. And I understand if it's like a continual service that you have to pay for. Like I pay for Apple Music, I pay for cloud storage with Google and Apple. So if it's like a continual service like that, I understand that you need the subscription. But if I already bought the hardware and the hardware to analyze this data and to collect the health data is already on the device, then I should not have to pay to see extra features. The same way that like Mercedes, it was either Mercedes or BMW made it so that you had to pay to warm your seats in your car. That is insane, because it's not that the tech wasn't there. They put the hardware, the technology to warm the seats in your car already, and then you're just paying them so that they can say, oh, this customer paid the monthly fee, now they can warm their seats. Like, if it's already there, why am I paying a subscription? So even though there are subscriptions that I pay for that I genuinely enjoy, I do not want to be stuck everything as a service rather than ownership. So while an Apple Watch is so much more expensive than like the cheapest Fitbit you can find, at least like the features aren't being paywalled. The only thing Apple will ask you to pay for will be their like on-demand workouts, which makes sense. But for sleep tracking, activity tracking, that sort of stuff, I've not had to pay a dime to Apple for. The next thing I'm never going to buy, and just I've never bought it, and I really don't see myself buying this in the future, are the Meta glasses. If you've never heard of these, they are smart glasses from Meta, aka Facebook. They changed their name probably because they wanted to like get like away from the Facebook bad press, but it's the same company basically. So Meta has these smart glasses. The ones before, they just had like, I think just a camera, and then they also had like speakers built in so that you can listen to your music without having to put earphones in or headphones on. You can just be wearing the glasses out and about. And those speaker glasses, those were actually cool. But once they added a camera, that's where I'm like, oh my gosh, I do not want to be buying this ever. So even though there is a light that's supposed to turn on when you're recording, people have shown that they're like putting electrical tape over the light and it's still working. It's still letting them record. So then you can record people without the other person knowing. And you've probably seen videos that were recorded like this on social media and just haven't like known that it was actually recorded with Meta glasses before. So first of all, there's a camera from your point of view that could be hacked into. Technically, any camera could be hacked into. That's why people put like post-it notes or tape over their webcam when they're not using it. I understand that. And same with your phone. I carry my phone with me like everywhere, but the thing is, I turn my phone like face down with the cameras, or I leave it in the other room. Glasses, I need glasses to see. So like just having like a camera on the pair of glasses always there, I am not doing that. I also do not trust Meta with my data. Yes, I have a private Instagram account, but like that's it. I am not giving them any more of their data. When Facebook had that like portal smart device thing, I was like, no, I'm not putting a Facebook camera in my home. I read this book, Careless People by Sarah Wynne Williams, this year. She was an ex executive at Facebook, and she's actually spoken in front of Congress about like her experience there and all of the ways that like Mark Zuckerberg is kind of like crazy, and all the ways that Facebook had been like using user data maliciously. So I, yes, do choose to have an Instagram account. However, that is where I draw the line. I do not want Meta having like smart glasses on me. I do not want them having a camera from my point of view most hours of the day. Even if they say, oh, we're not going to do anything, just the fact that like it could be hacked into and glasses are something I need to see, I'm not buying them. Plus, they're so expensive. Glasses already are so expensive. So you're basically paying for your privacy to be degraded. It's a harsh no from me. The last thing I'm never going to buy again is a like 4-can mini fridge. And this one was from the brand Astro AI. Now, I bought this mini fridge in like 2021. So I have no idea why they had AI in their name. I'm like, what does that have to do with this mini fridge? But I wanted one because I think my sister and maybe my cousin had gotten one for Christmas the previous year. And I was like, wait, that would be genuinely useful because one, I like keeping little drinks in my room, but I also loved like fresh face masks from Lush. And a lot of them say to refrigerate them. So I was like, I wouldn't want to put that in the kitchen fridge in case someone messes with it, whatever. I just want to put it in my own little personal mini fridge in my room. So it worked well for like the first year, maybe 2 years. I honestly don't know, since like it stopped working like 2 years ago. I only had it for like 1 or 2 years, and then it just like died and stopped working, and it was $50. So while there definitely are more expensive ones out there, I was like, I don't want to buy it again, spend another $50 if it's just going to die in another year or two. I'm just calling out this brand specifically because if you see that brand, do not buy from them. And maybe they've improved their technology. I don't really know. Just because of my bad experience, I don't feel like buying it again. If I were to buy another mini fridge like that, it would be from a more reputable brand, one that has an actual name and reputation in the refrigerator and appliance industry. Also, since I live alone right now, the kitchen fridge really is just my own personal fridge, but like normal sized. So if I wanted to put a face mask in there, I can put it in there and no one would mess with it. That's it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you learned some things to never buy, or at least maybe like why they weren't for me. If you've ever had a bad experience with a product or a brand, leave a comment down below so that me and other viewers can see what to avoid when shopping in person or online. Thank you all again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Good. It is coming from my stick. And don't mind my microphone. I don't have like one of those stick ones. So I decided to just actually find a real stick in my backyard and just tape my wired microphone to it. So, okay. Are we done? I hope I'm done. Eee!